Microsoft. As I've stated before, if you bother to pay attention, I don't have a 360, but I know plenty of people who do, so I've played it enough. Well, enough times to get a basic feel for how the system works. So, the first thing I'll have to say is that it reminds me of, a happy camper, to use that analogy. They're just perfectly happy to stand pat. Which I don't know is a good thing for them or not. Because for as much guff as they gave Nintendo about not following through on their whole, change or, new way to play business, I really don't think Microsoft is trying enough to, change the landscape. I mean, at least Sony's trying a few new things. I really don't see a whole lot on Microsoft's end. I mean, yeah, the avatars look nice, but I mean, everyone who saw them knows they're pretty much blatant rip-offs of the Mii's. So that's my biggest complaint about Microsoft. I mean, they seem fine for right now, but if it comes to the Xbox 720 or Xbox 3 or whatever the hell they're going to call it, I just wonder if it's just going to be another graphical upgrade. I wonder if people are really going to care. I mean, yeah, there's some people who are going to care, the really hardcore guys who like all the first-person shooters, but for the future, I wonder what they're really going to do, because you can't stay on the same thing forever. I mean, just look at what happened on handhelds. As long as if you just try and make things better looking, people aren't going to care until you bother doing something different, which is what the DS was for. This is basically practically just proves my point. I mean, yeah, things now are fine, but if you don't try anything new, I don't think it's going to keep people interested. The next biggest issue I have is the games. I mean, they're all all the good ones are fantastic. I'm not denying that at this point. But the thing I just wonder is that they're not, like with the Microsoft themselves, they're not really trying to expand things. I mean, we have tons of macho first-person shooters and a few other variations. I mean, I know they're getting Final Fantasy 13 to expand the RPGs. And it feels all the samey. Every time I go into 360, it's like, first-person shooter, first-person shooter, first-person shooter, sports game, sports game, sports game, sports game, Viva Pinata, sports game, shooter. I mean, that's probably my second biggest complaint. Not to say that's bad. I mean, if you have tons of good games like Gears of War, which are, frankly, fun as hell to play with friends. I mean, as long as it's good, I don't think anyone will mind. But it's just, again, with the whole system philosophy, if it's just going to be more graphic upgrades, I don't see the point. But that's just me. I'm not trying to bash the 360. I still think it's a great system. But, I mean, it makes you wonder a little bit, if you look in between the lines, what they're really trying to do, if they're just content to stay where they are. So I think after they drop the HD DVD add-on and hold that whole format, I think they just said, screw it. We'll just stay as we are right now and worry about new formats and stuff later. So, I mean, it's just a little befuddling what they're really thinking behind the scenes, if they're really going to try anything, or if they're just content to, sell the Xbox on Xbox Live alone for the time being. Because, I mean, they're not going to keep the whole greatest online thing exclusives to themselves forever. Someone's going to come up with something new that'll blow them out of the water. I don't know if it's in the next couple of years or way down the line, but I mean, it's not going to, they can't hold it forever. So, as noted many times, I don't really have a 360, so I really don't have a whole lot to say on them from a personal standpoint. I'm sure I'm just being nitpicky on some of the things, but like I said, I really don't see the general point of what Microsoft is trying to do. I mean, Nintendo's trying their whole, screw what we're doing, let's go get kitties, soccer moms, and old people. Sony's going the whole tech route. So Microsoft's kind of stuck in between the middle. Like, they have good technology, but it's not the PS3. So they're not taking as many risks like the Wii. So, I'm just wondering what they're doing. I don't have much to say, in all honesty. Sorry if you were expecting another long-winded, sort of speech like I did with Microsoft and Sony. But, I mean, since they don't have a handheld and they haven't really tried anything new since Xbox Live went up, I mean, yeah, they have Xbox Live Arcade, but they haven't tried, something big in quite a while. So I really wonder what they're going to do. I mean, they can't run on Halo and Gears of War forever. I mean, they'll get to the point, you know, like the old Mega Man games did. You just can't keep doing this. Just can't, you know, go on with the same thing forever. So that's just the end of my Microsoft little spiel. Sorry it's not long. I don't have much to say. That could be interpreted as a good or bad thing. So they're in a good place, but they're not gonna. How to put this? I don't. Just screw it. On to the third parties.